Good afternoon, everyone. It's Monday, December 7th, and here's a recap for both chemistry and biology. In chemistry, we did an activity today called hot hands, cold hands. Again, to reinforce how heat is moving between different objects. In this case, we used water. We used three different types of water. We used tap water, cold water, and hot water. Should say tap water was our room temperature water. My bad. Again, we used room temperature water, cold water, and hot water. We moved our hands between these different temperatures of water, and then we took observations and recorded those. The lab looks something like this. We recorded our initial temperatures for all three types of water. And then again, we followed the procedure that's listed here. This lab is located in Google Class for today. We also showed our students how to draw a particular picture for one of the examples that we did, which was moving the hot hand, a hand that was immersed in hot water, into room temperature water. We drew this picture in our chill, took a photo of it, and inserted it in the document where it needs to be inserted. Students then just need to finish up the application problem, make sure they have inserted their photo for the other example, the cold hand in room temperature water, their observations, and so forth. We also looked at the kicking and screaming video clip and wrote answers down for that as well. So that's hot hands, cold hands. Make sure that's done. Again, quiz corrections for quiz 1 are also due tomorrow in chemistry. So that was chemistry for Monday, December 7th. Moving on to biology. In biology, we also talked about our quiz corrections. Again, in biology, they are due also tomorrow by 7:30 in the morning, your corrections on your quiz from Friday. We briefly discussed the Gizmos lab. Some students have not completed this yet. Please get this done so we can utilize it for understanding how temperature works and how negative feedback loops work in terms of temperature. Today, we primarily prepared for our homeostasis exercise lab. So in that, we also have that in our Google Class. Here is an example of that. Let me pull that up. We chose our groups. We also chose our lab rat, the person that will be exercising tomorrow, and a spokesperson for each group as well. We discussed what types of parameters or tests we could do on someone that was exercising. And we decided that these three, heart rate, body temperature, breathing rate, are all the ones that we are going to focus on because we can also do feedback loops for these as well. Other tests include endurance, speed, blood pressure, sugar. We may dive into these, but they'll be in separate situations. We made predictions on what would happen with our heart rates, our body temperature, and breathing rate. And we worked in groups when we made those. So again, you can open up your lab and you can build these things into your lab if you are absent. We also built our feedback loops. We did not. We actually started completing these in our groups, but here is the template and what it looks like. So we made text boxes and we drew our arrows and so forth. And we just copy and pasted these slides. So we have one for heart rate, for body temperature, and breathing rate. Your task was to complete the input, sensor, controller, effector, and output for these different feedback loops using your notes or possibly doing some type of additional research as well. Pictures could be also added. You could have a picture for your controller or your effector just to reinforce what the body is doing under these situations. Again, all these parameters are to be studied with exercise. So we have to make sure that we understand that how would exercise affect your breathing rate. So that's what needs to be prepared for tomorrow. Do not submit this because we will be starting the lab actually tomorrow. Again, make sure your quiz corrections are turned in. Be ready tomorrow by having your feedback loops completed, and we will get into the exercise homeostasis exercise lab, and we'll see what those lab rats can do. Have your jump ropes ready and be ready to go tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.